Alright guys, I'm going to do a quick video here, a second quick video here, because I get off on tangents and I forget to explain things sometimes. So, I talked about sending the cackling commie Harris woman to Gitmo in the last video. And I want to explain what I'm talking about here. And all of these mentally ill people that are out there that are in serious need of being locked up, right? What the difference is, we're not talking about making them quote unquote political prisoners because they're just speaking out. No, they're actually trying to surreptitiously take over the country. Talking about Harris and other people. The people that said, oh, well, it doesn't matter if Trump wins the election or not. We're not going to certify him to be the president. Therefore, he will never step foot in the Oval Office. That was said, okay? Not only is it said, it's also on video. And you can look around out there yourself. There are a couple of guys that are like hound dogs on on a raccoon out there that they aggregate all of this information and then they present it to the public to let you know what's going on, which is definitely, it's a great service to the people, and I know I appreciate that, and I know others do too. But people like that who are enemies of the people, anybody who tries to surreptitiously take this country over is an enemy of the people. They're not just a U.S. citizen or a British citizen or a French citizen that is voicing their voicing their their disgust with what's going on in their country. These types of people that I'm speaking of are trying to surreptitiously, which means subvert. They're trying to do it behind closed doors. They're trying to take over the United States. Okay, those people need to be jailed. They are a danger to the country and the people. Those people need to be put in jail. And there's a lot of them in the U.S. government. They all need to be rounded up, and they all need to be put in Gitmo or at some other such high security place off the mainland of the U.S. They need to be segregated from the U.S., and they should never be allowed to be returned to the U.S. And all of these people that want to identify as a cat or as an owl or any other kind of craziness like that, who are most likely the offspring of people that were let out of mental asylums, all those people need to be locked up. The mental asylums need to be opened again, and those people need to be locked up indefinitely without the possibility of being let out. I'm not saying that we should treat people cruelly. I suppose being locked up all the time is being cruel, but there has to be a resolution to all of this stuff. So, because these people like Harris, who should go to Gitmo, and other people like her in political positions that should go to Gitmo, who are trying to surreptitiously take over this country by force, okay? Those people should be going to Gitmo or another such place, like I said before. Those people control all of these young mentally ill people out there. They control them through their propaganda and so forth. So these young people that are being controlled through propaganda, that are just mentally sick, they're spiritually sick. Those people need to be locked up. You know, treat them, give them 3 squares. You know, give them games to play, books to read, whatnot. I mean, obviously, those types of books that have to be controlled. You know, you couldn't just let them read anything because they're already messed up enough as it is. But there has to be a resolution to all of these crazy people. And I got crazy people all around me here in New England. Especially Massachusetts is full of nutbags. Elizabeth Warren is another one that needs to go to Gitmo. She got reselected. That's right. I can't believe it. This woman, she is very much a danger to this country. She is heading up the digital currency group. That shows you. You know what? You cannot leave anybody alone for a minute, because they are scheming behind our backs, trying to get their agendas done. This country is too big for this type of situation. We need to have, 500 small governments or something like that spread throughout the United States, right? Maybe one governor for every 10 states, right? I don't know. So we got 50 states. You can't have one governor for one state. Well, yeah, you could. I'm sorry, I'm thinking wrong here. But anyway, it would have to be restructured. You can't have this president and this justice system. The justice system is a joke, okay? I don't even know how many people, and I know personally people that have been screwed over by the quote-unquote justice system totally unfairly, in life. And there is no justice. Look at all the lawfare that they went through to try to convict Trump of this and that and the other thing. All these things, all these made-up charges that they were bringing up against him. And then you still got people dumb enough to call him a convicted felon. He was never convicted of anything, so just STFU, sometimes I wish I would start cursing about things, but because it makes you feel better to get it out, right? But, at the same time, I gotta watch my mouth and try to be a good Christian, Being a good Christian is hard, and being a tough Christian is harder, because there are things that certain Christians like myself, there are things that we need to do in life that we may find ourselves conflicted on the inside, but we have to do them. We have to do them to protect the people. Certain people like myself have to do certain things to protect the people so that they can sleep at night and have a more normal life than some others, right? So it is what it is. Jesus will judge me, and he'll judge you. He will judge every single person. He will judge all of us, right? But Jesus will judge me. And you know what? I know how I have done things that I will be held accountable for. However, Jesus is also my Savior, and He paid my sin debt. Okay? So, I take solace in that, but I don't take advantage of. I'm not going to try to take advantage of that, and just be like one of these people that goes out and sins all the time and says, "Oh, well, I'm saved," Well, no, I don't think so, man. I think you need to try not to sin, right? Try not to sin. Sometimes we sin because we have to. Generally, that's somebody that's in a war. You know, thou shalt not murder, right? Sometimes in a state of war, you got to take care of business. Yeah, I'm running out of time again. I was going to just make this a short video, this second video. I'm going to get these videos up tonight, so I'm doing them in the morning. I'm going to put them up tonight. But yeah, this country, if this country's going to stay together, I should restate that. I would say that if this country were to go forward without end times prophecy interfering in that, I would say that this country would have to balkanize and have smaller governments controlled by the people 100%. Okay, and I'm talking about real small. Okay, because this government is broken. The system is broken. There's too many corrupt people making too much money out of this. They're using it as a money making scheme, and there's us and them. And like I said the other day, I saw this somewhere online. I think it was I saw like one of those little pictures, and whoever came up with it, you're exactly right. And what it said is that politicians in government, they don't print, they don't need taxes. They don't need taxes to pay their salaries. If they need to pay their salaries, and let's say they want an increase in their salaries, they just print more money and they give it to themselves. They don't need your taxes to pay for themselves or for government, because they could just print more money. And that's why we're in trillions and trillions of dollars of their debt, not my debt, because I'm not paying it. And well, that'll be another discussion. That'll be another video, which I'm not going to do this morning because I don't have time. But they only need your tax dollars to keep you poor. That's all they need them for. They want you to pay them tax dollars to keep you poor. They don't want you on their level. There's us and them, people. Just remember that. Even with Trump. Because Trump is kind of like somewhere out there in an unknown space. Anyway, there's the people like you and I who need to stick together. And then there are people like them who are trying to rob us all the time. Right? It's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to rob us all the time. They're trying to take what we got. They've said it. You will have nothing, and you will be happy. Let me tell you something. It's going to be a cold day in HE double hockey sticks before I have nothing and be happy. It'll be you, Schwab. You will be the one that has nothing. Nothing but a lake of fire. Yeah, that's what you'll have, Schwab, because that's where you're probably going to go. I'm not your judge, but about Schwab, you're cooked, dude. Goose is cooked. Have a good day.